Hello, it's Melissa, Mother Lover for Life 100%, coming to you doing the Lightwork Oracle today with a little bit of Lantern Oracle to go with it to illuminate the shadows and give us some direction on this spiritual path. So thank you for tuning into my channel. If you find this spiritual message helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave some comments in the comment section about what synchronicities you might be having and a little bit about your spiritual path, and if it's similar to something that you might be listening to that I've shared with you guys on this video on this YouTube channel. And I have a candle lit over here for extra light. So let's go ahead and get this reading started. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to this message. I hope that it helps you as much as it's helping me do these messages. So I'm going to call on Spirit, my angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, ancestors, Mother Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ, Great Mystery, and Great Spirit for this spiritual message. And whatever other members of my spiritual guide team want to join to help get this message out to whoever needs to hear it today, so that they can receive healing and blessing through this message and illuminate whatever shadows that they may be going through and be able to work their light through the shadow. So thank you, Spirit. I cleanse my energy of all negative energy. I cleanse my mind for clear thought. I cleanse my eyes for clear sight. I cleanse my ears for clear listening. I cleanse my voice for clear speaking. And I cleanse my heart for pure heart, so that this message comes out with the most loving high vibration possible of healing. Thank you for our blessings. Thank you for our gifts. So I'm going to start out with the Lightworker Oracle to get whatever message. So initiation by water, seventh ray of ritual and ceremony. I hope all of you are having a good day today. It's been a beautiful day outside here in Iowa. Couldn't ask for a better day today. So, divine talents and life path. Rainbow Bridge and divine grace and law of efficiency. Okay, one more shuffle and we'll just see what else the Spirit has to share with us for today for a spiritual message. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this message. Please help this message get out to whoever needs it today, for this collective that I may be reading for, of light workers or people that may be checking into what light workers are and what they do and how to illuminate our shadows while doing the light work. Reassurance of the golden light through the heart transmission. Okay. So what is at the heart of this collective that I'm reading for? What is at the heart of the energy that I'm reading for this collective? What is the main energy of this collective that I'm reading for that may be doing light work through their heart chakra and the reassurance of the golden light? Cosmic heart, cosmic Christ, hold your center. Okay, so 2 flew out. This is the 6th ray of devotion and spiritual service. And what else, Spirit? What else? So devotion and oh, wow. Okay, so this one came flipped face up, which is eternal now. So in the eternal now, you're working your 6th ray of devotion through your spiritual service work. And you are having alchemical mutation through your eternal now while doing this spiritual service through your devotion. You're having alchemical mutation. So you're changing. Okay, one more. They want me to get 5 cards. Okay. So 6th ray of devotion, spiritual service, eternal now, alchemical mutation. So 43, 21, 12, and 31. 43, 21, 12, and 31. And what else, Spirit? What else? What else does this collective need to know? While they work their light through their devotion and spiritual service, through living in the eternal now, knowing that now is all we have. Changing, okay. Wow, we got a whole pile. Okay, I'll take them. So, your Merkaba is your spiritual protection. Through this alchemical mutation, you are protected by your Merkaba. Continue holding your center, soul child. So stay with your devotion and spiritual service. Focus on the eternal now through this alchemical mutation. Know that you are divinely guided and divinely protected with your Merkaba protection. Continue holding your center, soul child. Okay. Okay. Soul child, rebirth is upon you. Beautiful child of the universe, you have prepared for new life, and it is starting right now. The divine moment of rebirth, which occurs after a period of struggle, of intense inner work and physical transformation, has arrived. Enjoy getting to know this new self. It is a new day, a new beginning, a new you. Like an adventurer enjoying the discovery of a brand new world, take your time to explore an increase of your light, power, and love. You have undergone the death of the old order. Nothing is as it was, nor will it be again. You have had to learn detachment, to release and let go over and over again. In so many ways, you have experienced inner death as you have bravely surrendered that which no longer serves your growth this lifetime. Even if you once loved it dearly or couldn't imagine life without it, deep inside, through that process, your soul has been gathering energy. It has been drawing it away from old forms of your life and of relationships, from your old belief about health, finances, work, and from what used to hold meaning for you. It has done so in order to feed the new soul child being carried within your body. This new you is filled with divine light, love, and power. Your inner soul child, this newly integrated self, is prepared for birth now. From that which is no longer something new, is now being born. You are ready for the next cycle or phase of your life. Even if, like a newborn colt, learning to stand steady on shaky legs, you are not sure of your strength to be reassured. The new self you are experiencing will grow strong and powerful soon enough. Let confidence in your new self emerge. Reflect upon how different you are now to a year or even a month ago. Be curious about who you are now. Do not expect the same reactions or experiences you encountered in your past. It is a time of celebration and acknowledgement that a new day, a new you has begun a journey in the physical world. You shall enjoy the divine harvest of all of your growth and effort. This card can also indicate that a child around you, perhaps one about whom you have been thinking deeply, is particularly gifted or spiritually oriented. This child may have an important mission this lifetime and need your loving support and spiritual encouragement to thrive into mission, according to his or her own divine timing. This card may also be a sign that a new business idea, personal relationship, or lifestyle choice is going to support the growth of your spirit in a positive and encouraging way. If this is the case, that new idea or connection will lead to the birth of creative new programs, ideas, and structures in your life. On the other hand, if something has been flagging in energy or success, but you are not yet inclined to give it up, this oracle comes as confirmation and encouragement. Rebirth is going to happen. Do not give up. Sometimes in the darkest, it's darkest just before the dawn. Invocation of the soul child, excuse me. Invocation of the soul child is, and you can say this with me or you can rewind it back and say it out loud, write it down, say it again. I am a child of the universe, divinely loved and empowered to grow into shining, radiant soul of love. May all aspects of my life journey be blessed to grow into their most beautiful and loving form. May all the people and ideas that are in need of protection so they may grow into their divine fullness be blessed, and supported by unconditional love. Through divine grace, so be it. So, continue your sixth ray of devotion through your spiritual service, being here now, being in the internal now, through your alchemical mutation. Even though it's painful and it may be darkest before the dawn, you are protected divinely with your Merkaba protection, your spirit protection. Hold your center, soul child. We will get through it. And on the bottom of the deck is, we will get through it because of the reassurance of the golden light. Because we're all connected. So, thank you for that message, Lightworker Oracle. Let's go ahead and get some cards from the Lantern Oracle. To help us illuminate the shadows, to empower our path. So, what... Spirit, what may be in the way of this collective seeing the situation clearly? What's in the way of this collective seeing whatever situation they may be experiencing clearly? Can you show me what is in the way of this collective seeing things clearly? What is in the way of this collective seeing things different? Or seeing things clearly? What does this collective need to see clearly? Why are they experiencing this? How do they know? And what do they need to do? Thank you, Spirit, for this message. Okay. Okay. So what is in the way of this collective seeing things clearly? Your mask is melting. Maybe you were wearing a mask. Allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles you fulfill. So the melting mask is what's keeping you from seeing things clearly. Maybe you're having trouble allowing your spirit self to shine through because you have so many masks to wear, so many roles to play. Being yourself is enough. So 16, melting mask. So this is what's in the way of you seeing the situation clearly. Allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles you fulfill. A role becomes a mask when it distorts, constricts, or conceals rather than reflects a true expression of the spirit self. A mask typically arises out of the ego's desire to be real and in control, when in fact it is neither. The ego, like the body and emotions, are tools. Their functions, when used appropriately and proportionately, is to give authentic form and expression to our spirit self. Drawing this card signifies the impending loss of a mask to an encounter, an event, or a circumstance that incites its melting. A period of confusion, turmoil, or grief may follow this mask's dissolution. It had once served you in some way. Therefore, it is a loss that can take some adjusting to, especially if there remains a significant identification with the attachment to this mask. The featured mother wishes to assure you that the dissolution of any mask is a blessing. With time, you will begin to see that losing the image of who you thought you were, or had believed that you needed to be, is, in fact, the liberating path to experiencing all the more that you really are. To support you through this time of impending change, tune into your spirit self's light, love, and stillness. Observe which roles in your life feel good, natural, and autonomous. Ask yourself, what are my main roles at this moment? What does each one mean to me? Would I be more or less of myself without it? Would I be seen by others to be more or less without it? Such roles may include mother, daughter, friend, employee, employer, partner, student, or volunteer. Then ask, which of these roles are draining? Which are energizing? Are any fraught with drama or boring? Do any feel like masks stifling me through obligations I often resent rather than lovingly fulfill? Upon reviewing the answers to these questions, is there a current role that functions more like a constricting mask that you would love to lose or would be terrified of melting? Regardless of how you answer, it is important to keep in mind that you are, in essence, none of those roles you have or wish to fulfill, nor any of the restrictive masks of concealment they may have or might turn into. At most, a role can transparently and joyously express an aspect of your spirit self. Life is always better when you know which roles are fulfilling you. Be sure to prioritize and enjoy them wherever and whenever possible. Mother's message: it is important for a mask to melt once the function it had served tips into detrimentally constricting us at our highest level. It is important for a mask to melt once the function it had served tips into detrimentally constricting us at our highest level. So thank you for that. That is what we need to see clearly. Ask ourselves these questions so that we can continue melting those masks that we feel, obligated. So those are all good questions. Why is this collective experiencing this mask melting through allowing their spirit to shine through the many roles that they fulfill, knowing that they are not the role that they're fulfilling, and to allow their spirit to shine through whatever it is that they're doing with love, not having to wear a mask anymore, being able to be their true self in authenticity, even through the changes. Why is this collective experiencing this melting of the masks and awareness through even the shadows? They have a lantern of spirit that shines when they allow their mask to melt away and just be themselves. Why are they experiencing this, Spirit? Can you show us why they're experiencing this? Lantern, strength of vulnerability. That's why. And one of the reasons. Why are we experiencing this, Spirit? Why are we experiencing this? Okay. Oh, okay. Distorted desire. So maybe you desired these roles to make you feel a certain way, and they just became over obligating, and then maybe your spirit wouldn't shine because you weren't doing it with a loving, open heart. It was out of obligation. Because maybe you felt like you had to juggle all these roles, and it's overwhelming. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. So whatever your driving force was to fulfill these roles was distorted. Maybe you were doing it to prove your worthiness, or to prove to others that that you're worthy, or that you're a good person, so you over obligate yourself. Or maybe it was other people's distorted desire of you, and the mask and expectation that they had of you to fulfill all these roles that are completely unrealistic, to fill all those roles and get it all done. It goes both ways. So just be aware of your distorted desires and where you may be wearing a mask that's beginning to melt, because you're being conscious that your desires and distorted desires rarely satisfy the unconscious need driving it. So something in your subconscious is driving your need to fulfill all these roles that you think you have to play, and really the only role you need to play is yourself in your authenticity, because being you is enough. What do we know? So, distorted desires. You need to know what is the driving force behind whatever it is that you're doing. Why are you doing it? What do we know now that our masks are melting and we are aware of distorted desire and the unconscious drivers that were driving the unconscious desire? What do we know now, Spirit? What does this collective know now? What does this collective need? What does this collective know now through this experience? Okay. You know what misalignment. By trying to wear all these masks, fulfill all these roles, satisfy your unconscious need that was driving these distorted desires, put you in a misalignment with Spirit. When you get back into alignment, hold your center, remove these distorted desires and look at things realistically, remove the masks, know that you are the only role that you have to play in your authenticity, Be conscious of these distorted desires and what's driving you to try to play all these roles. Allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles you fulfill, just through being yourself. Knowing that miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. So face forward. Don't look back. Allow your spirit to shine through the many roles you fulfill. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. Miracles become normal once we face all of our aspects of our life in the same direction. Forward. Moving forward. That's what you know. You know what misalignment feels like. You know what direction you're going. You're getting that ball rolling in that direction. Your momentum's picking up. Through removing the distorted desires, having clear intention. What do we need to do? What does this collective need to do, Spirit? What does this collective need to do? What action step do they need to take to allow their spirit to shine through? Having clear desire, okay. What do you need to do? Home. Home. Come home. Come home. Come home to you. Remove the mask. May your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. That's the right action. Melt the mask. Be aware of the distorted desires, where you were in misalignment. This is shining a light on that so that you can come home. Come home. Come home to yourself. May your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. Distorted perceptions. So like I have said in my previous videos, it's either your perception or the deception of your own perception, because you have distorted desires. You may be in misalignment, having expectation of others, and really you just need to hold your center, allow them to change on their own, come back home to yourself, melt the masks, relieve yourself of distorted perceptions, perceive the reality of the situation. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. So maybe you need to look at what your idea of reality is. What is your reality? This is what I want my reality to be. Home. I want to feel home wherever I go, because I take home with me. I want my body to feel harmonious and in balance. Love, strong, light, and pleasurable. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to come home? You know? Just be yourself. Because we know what misalignment feels like. We've had distorted desires and distorted perceptions. It's part of learning. So, this looks like she's in a bath and cleansing herself, smiling, because she's coming back home. Maybe to something she hasn't felt in a long time. Or he. Through allowing these masks to melt. I got a couple more minutes, guys. I'm going to read a little bit out of this home. Excuse me. Oh. 42, home. The body is to be enjoyed. Pleasure is not an indulgence, it is essential. The crone featured in this card enjoys a state of bliss in the natural spring where her body is revitalized, nourished, and restful. She supports you in distinguishing true from false pleasure and prioritizing your body's need for revitalization, respect, and love. Our bodies will always do their best for us, regardless of how each of us neglects our body or fails to fuel it with the moderate nourishment, exercise, and pleasure. Even when we cannot or do not provide our bodies with a calm and safe environment or company, it remains our loyal and loving friend. It is always on our side even when we judge it as inadequate. However, it does need our love, care, attention in return, and not our punishment or neglect. Your body has and always will be the house you keep here. The acceptance, love, and gratitude, gentleness, respect, and honor, and pleasure it deserves starts with you. Thanks for listening to this message. I'm about out of time. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Do something that makes your heart smile. And peace. Mother lover out. Thank you.